So finally we get to one of my favorite wines, the Book XVII. The wine, as I previously mentioned, but maybe just to recap a little bit again, was this quest for perfection. So it was really about taking all the elements, all the way from the soil, winemaking process, bottling, packaging, and just getting to that absolute pinnacle of what we think we can achieve. And that's really where this wine was born. So the winemaking techniques is really unique. We take this extreme care in the vineyards, going down to berry level in that search of perfection. So once the wine has gone through the process of 24 months of barrel aging, we will end up blending it, bottling it. And the wine that we finally get in the glass, we want to showcase a wide array of techniques, essentially just showcasing the extreme care that we take and the precision in terroir that we select for this wine. So the style is slightly more rich. We want a wine that's really opulent, giving, that's rich, that's expressive. But the key with wines like these is to make sure that you don't just go for the biggest, boldest possible wine that you can make. I think if you go in and you taste the best wines in the world that we want to compare this to, you will find that there's always a lot of elegance in these wines and a big amount of restraint. And that's what we want in this wine as well. So when you first approach the wine, both on the nose, aromatically, we want the wine to show you all that potential. It must show you that I'm big, I'm bold, I'm opulent, but it must do it in a very restrained way. I always say that for me the biggest compliment is that when somebody takes the wine, they taste it, or they smell it first of all, they actually say, okay, I was actually expecting something a little bit bigger, bolder, but what impresses me is the finesse of the wine. And then as you sit and you play with it and you spend some time with it, it must just continuously bring that extra layers of fruit, that extra layers of expression, that extra layers of power to the table. And that's also what we want on the palate. When you first take a sip of it, it must really wow you. It must show you all that potential that it's got. But it should also show you the restraint. And then as you spend time with it, you take a second sip, a third sip, it should keep on revealing all that different layers that it's got. So the wine itself, just to maybe backtrack a little bit, Book XVII, the question always comes, where does the name come from? And very aptly, it's a reference and an ode to somebody called Plinius the Elder. So he lived about 79 BC, and he was a philosopher, a Roman philosopher, that wrote some journals on everything, from medicine to popular culture. And in Book 17, chapter 35, he wrote a scripture about viticulture. And what he essentially said was that vineyards growing in the hilltops gives you more expressive grapes than vineyards growing in the valley floor. He also made the observation that vineyards that grows in the full sunlight gives you better quality wine than vineyards growing in the shade of a tree. Now, this is just a reference to terroir, and today we know why this is indeed the case. For us, this wine comes from that pursuit of perfection and just finding that perfect spot. What you will I've noticed, is that the wine comes very uniquely packaged. And this is something that we thought about a lot and really put a lot of effort into designing something that will fit the wine and the story behind the wine. So it's a product made by hand, and when I tilt the case a little bit, you will see that it's actually closed with a little Allen wrench. So the wine gets handmade in every sense of the word, and this just allows the client or the sommelier to just do that last little bit of manual labor actually to get it out. I think it's a packaging that really bespoke, and it does speak to what is inside this collector's item.